Really, just before we get too far,
Yeah.
I do something unusual in my Uber. I usually serenade my riders by singing opera.
Okay.
I'm kidding, I don't do that. One of these days, someone's gonna say, "I wanted to hear it." No, but I do a live stream, so just careful what you share. I don't want you to share anything too personal. Where you're like, I don't want that going anywhere, you know.
Okay.
So just a heads up there.
Please use your seatbelt for your safety.
And that's not a commentary on my driving either. Isn't this hoarfrost like so pretty?
From watching from inside.
Of course, yes, that's what I meant to say, yes. From the inside, absolutely. It's quite something. But I agree with you. I'm the same way. When it's a thunderstorm, for example,
Yeah.
my happy place is on the couch, in front of a big window, under a heavy blanket. That's a good spot for me to experience that. So I get it.
Do you count the time between thunder and lightning
I've never done that before.
just to see how close the storm is?
Is that how you tell?
Yeah.
Okay, so explain this to me.
So let's say you hear thunder and then 3 seconds later you see the lightning.
Yeah.
It's about 3 kilometers away from
Okay.
where you are.
The storm.
The storm.
Okay. What happens when you're in the midst of the storm and you're still hearing thunder and lightning?
If you're in the midst, it hasn't started, then obviously it will be the same. Thunder and lightning will be at the same time.
Oh, I see. I never knew that.
I always like to know how close the storm is. That way I can tell if I have to bring anything inside.
I see. Now, what happens when you just see lightning but there's no thunder? Because I've seen that often too.
I'm not sure. I've only heard about thunder and lightning.
Oh,
If
okay.
you count in between the two,
Yeah.
that tells you how far the storm is.
I see. No, I'll have to remember that next time. Because I mean, I do enjoy them, but again, it's fun when you're summer cozy and
Yeah.
comfortable. Yes. So, needless to say, I don't think winter is your favorite season. What is your favorite season?
Anything hot.
Oh, like hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
20 degrees is still cold for me.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Yeah, it has to be 25 or above. And I'm happy.
So let's say you're on a beach
Yep.
in a hot place.
Yep.
Are you enjoying the heat in the sun or in the shade?
In the sun.
In the sun.
Yep.
See, I'd be enjoying it in the shade. Yeah. So you like you like it full on then, basically.
Yeah, I do.
And then do you prefer humid or dry?
Surprisingly humid.
Humid.
actually.
Okay. Okay, so this is a tough part of the world then for you.
Yes. I know a lot of women who go to humid places, their
Yeah.
hair goes whoosh, but
Ah.
for some reason my hair doesn't do that because dry makes it go frizzy.
Interesting. But if your hair did do that, would you still choose humid? No. So there's a huge determining factor there, eh? Okay. I know today I'm having a pretty bad hair day, but geez, okay. Huh. I was thinking like most people here on this side don't enjoy the humid heat as much just because they always feel like they're sweating and wet, but you don't mind that, eh? Now, between a sauna and a steam room, you'd be choosing steam room, is that right?
What's the difference between the steam room and the sauna?
So the sauna is the humid one where there's lots of like mist and like you're walking there and you're walking into a fog and you feel the humidity to a high degree. The sauna, I mean, you can see clear across the room, but it's very hot and dry, like really dry, and you're also sweating too, but it's more of a dry heat.
I don't think I've ever been in the steam room, so I can't really comment.
Compare, got it. And then at the swimming pool, would the hot tub be your happy place?
Swimming pool?
Yeah.
I prefer the swimming pool.
You would avoid it. Yeah, those are like, yeah. my happy medium is like 16 to 22. That's so fall is glorious time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for that, you'd be saying too cold, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So what about spring? Because that is also between 16 and 22.
True. Spring is actually my favorite season of the year because my birthday's in spring.
Nice.
And everything is coming to life and promising and beautiful. And yeah, so spring I love, followed by fall.
Nice.
Yeah. I make a story up about my birthday where I say all nature just shows up and comes to life just to celebrate my birthday. It suits me.
That's good positively.
Why, thank you. It works for me.
Take live stream everything when you're writing.
No. So a bit of a story behind the live streaming. The live streaming is a fairly new induction in my experience and what I do. Before this, I was, I've driven for a few years now, and in the time that I've been driving, fairly early on, I was getting some strong feedback that I was really good at what I do, and there was just a really enthusiastic response of affirmation. So I started making videos at that time of my experiences, thinking I might be able to encourage some other drivers in context of what I do and why I love what I do. And those videos just became so like there's a lot of people who really enjoyed them. So I was creating videos for the longest time. So the live streaming is just days old, maybe 4 or 5 days old here. But actually it's older by way of like I've been planning for months to see how I could incorporate this. And this is more of an investments to say, is there a way I could also share the in the moments experience I have instead of just the recording and the aftermath?
Okay.
And so yes, it's a fairly new venture, but one where I wanted to share my experience in real time with those that really appreciate the kind of connections I make with people I get to meet in the course of this work. And hence, yeah. So it's very exploratory, walking into new territory, always. And like for my part, the biggest challenge I was trying to determine and resolve was in all of my videos, one of the things I really like to model is what consent looks like, especially when I have other people who are in the videos with me, right? And so I really appreciate that factor. But in live streaming, it's a different approach, where it's already like on the internet in the moment, right? But how to be able to safeguard the privacy of my rider, for example, while I'm able to do this. So yeah, this has taken quite a bit of thought and preparation to line it up in such a way that I was like, I think this is going to work that way. Yeah. What's in your itinerary this evening?
It's our apartment's Christmas party.
Oh, I see. Hence why the beautiful red coat.
Yes.
It's lovely. I didn't notice it coming in. Your department's Christmas party. So this is just a subdivision of the company you work for.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Normally it would just be a small team thing, but
Yeah.
this year it's the whole department's.
Okay.
So,
Is it a big event or modest?
I'd probably say, well, it depends what
Yeah.
you would consider modest.
So I just dropped off some riders who were at a conference that was about 80, and I would say that's probably modest for a big company, right?
Yeah, so I don't know how many people are coming, but I would
Gotcha.
say modest to above.
Okay, gotcha. And as you think of the prospect of the evening, is it one that is like, I can't wait, or is it like, I'm just here out of obligation?
Well, this year they've actually included a plus one. So,
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Okay. And usually that isn't an option.
No, usually it's just a team thing.
Yeah,
It's just a team.
Yeah.
So it's nice to bring this one.
absolutely. It's almost like a way of saying, here's a bit more about my life. that I don't have control over because there's this person.
And then we get to meet everyone's significant others.
Yeah.
And we talked about them at work.
Of
so
course.
It's nice to finally meet them in person.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. And it also shows you a fuller picture, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I was driving someone home from a Christmas party, and my initial sort of spontaneous response was, "It's too early for a Christmas party, right?"
I guess you have to get what you can take.
Yes. Yeah. So it's 4:30 right now. Somewhere up there, the sun is setting, and I'm still making my peace with that. Like, oh man. If it must be. Has Calgary been home for a long time for you?
Yes, I wasn't born here, but I came when I was very young.
When you're young?
Very, very young.
Okay. So.
I still love winter.
Fair. But you never did like it, did you?
No.
No. Do you find ways of getting a reprieve from the winter?
Not really.
No. So I shouldn't be telling you about the people I dropped off this morning who are on the way to Mexico for like, yeah, I know. I just look at them and I'm like, give me a second here while I try to feel happy for you. It's just gonna take a moment, but yeah, it'll come, I'm sure. Yeah. Those are nice options to have where you can, I don't know, move away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just
nice.
win the lottery and buy something nice in a nice tropical place.
Yep, that sounds like a good deal. So I moved here about 15 years ago, and I moved here to finish my studies. That's when I experienced Calgary and said, "This is beautiful." I grew up in BC myself. I think what I fell in love with was how much sky we have here. So much sky that you could like crank your head all the way around and just see so much of it. I love how the sky meets the horizon with the mountains.
Yeah.
And it's such a picturesque horizon, isn't it? And then the beautiful part is that beautiful scene of the mountains, you can have access to within an hour.
That's true.
Just mind-blowing. That's like yeah. I think the city skyline is really pretty as well. Yeah.
So you said you were from BC, so like Vancouver?
Most people think Vancouver, but no. I was in the interior, Kamloops.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's very similar to here, I'd say. Yeah.
Were you there for, I guess, the wildfires? You weren't affected by those? then?
No, I moved. That was before. That was after I moved away. Yeah. Yeah. Every year now, it's almost like one of those
Same thing,
staples.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's the norm now.
Unfortunately, 'cause it is a beautiful space out there. But those who struggle with respiratory issues really have a challenging time during wildfire season.
Yeah.
I mean, here in Calgary, we get some of it too on occasion, don't we?
It wasn't as bad this year
Yeah.
compared to last year.
Yeah. I'd probably say that my biggest, despite all my enthusiastic things that I savor in Calgary, the top of the list on the other side of the ledger is how selfish winter is in the amount of time it takes up on the calendar. I sometimes imagine like doing I don't know, having a mediation around the table with all four seasons. And it might seem more like an intervention for winter, who's like, hey, why is this all about me?
Some people like winter.
True. I don't find it so bad if I'm dressed for it, and if there's fun things to do along the way. Then it's all right then. Yeah.
Driving is probably worse in the winter.
Hmm.
Black ice and snow and
It can be trepidatious. Absolutely. I'm a fairly seasoned driver. I've driven for years. I'm a professional commercial driver as well. And yet, for all of my confidence, I'm still so aware of the things I'm not in control of. From like black ice you're mentioning to other drivers as well. And yeah.
I trust my driving. I don't trust people around.
Ah.
Because you have those people who think they're invincible and
Yeah.
you can do anything.
Yeah, for sure. So you don't mind driving in the winter, or you don't enjoy it at all?
I don't.
You don't.
Driving in the winter.
You have confidence, but you don't enjoy driving in the winter.
Correct.
Got it. That's fair. Yeah, I don't enjoy people or driving. S- okay.
I was like,
Wait a second here.
interesting. You're a good driver. That's really
The
honest
two,
statement.
the two main components there, right? I tease. Those are the very things I enjoy immensely. This is a good combination for those who love those two.
Didn't know how to respond to that.
It's my unique flavor of humor. Sometimes I'll, like towards the end of a ride, I'll say to my rider, you know, I don't talk to strangers at all. And I just let that sit, and they're like, so, anything else you want to share?
Definitely a good sense of humor.
I learned, I used to work with children and teens for many years in the teaching capacity. And when I was working especially with the younger ones, each sort of a generation has a unique way of how to connect and communicate with them. So, like, I wouldn't be trying to connect with the young ones the way I would with a teenager. So having to learn those unique ways of connecting with them and relating and is important. But with the younger ones, one of the things I found out is if you can convince them that you're more goofy, more silly than they are, then you have their hearts.
Yeah.
And then you can do so much. So having learned that with them and having so much fun in that sphere, it seems like that's never left me. I've sort of retained that element of playfulness and silly goofiness that I totally own even in my adulthood. And I do enjoy bringing that into play with other adults because it's one of those unexpected things, right? Like, yeah. And in some way, like, I know I drive a lot of young people too who are in their 20s, and it shocked me at first, but now it's more entertaining. But they often think I'm in their age category. And when I have to tell them, listen, you know, I could be your parent, honestly, you know. Yeah. But then they say something like, but you've got such young energy. And I'd say, I wonder though if that didn't come about because of my time with young minds, you know. I can't help but think that, but perhaps there's a correlation there.
You were able to connect with them, so that's probably why.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that because apparently it doesn't happen very often. I imagine we're picking a friend up here.
Yeah, my partner,
Cool. What's their name?
Jed and Jamie.
Cool. I'll surprise him when he walks in saying, Jed, it's been a while. Like, do I know you?
Yeah, he'll look at you. Think that.
Saying, what kind of a rough driver did you choose? Oh, look at the street though. Look at those trees. That is glorious. What did you say?
Yeah.
Again, from indoors, yes.
Yes, for me. You might just need a few minutes.
No worries. Like I say, I'm on you guys' schedule, so no rush at all. How did you both meet?
We used to work together
Amazing. Once upon a time.
once upon a time.
Mm,
Things just happened.
yeah. In a way that was unexpected. Mm. So this house number was my childhood house number back in BC. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
Yeah. I'll grab the door for you in 1 second here. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. And the socks are pretty epic.
Okay, thank you.
Just a quick heads up. I do have a live stream going on, so I gave Shirley a heads up so that you guys don't talk about things that are like not supposed to be going online or whatever. When you're like, ah! But it's nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, you too.
I was trying to convince her how beautiful winter is, but she has a specific niche in how she enjoys winter from the indoors.
In Hawaii.
Yes, we did talk about setting like that. Yeah.
So how does the live stream work? You just do that on the internet for fun?
I do. I was sharing with Shirley. I still do create videos as well, especially in my role as an Uber driver, just sharing amazing connections that I get to make with people along the way.
Okay.
I've been just really well received, inspiring, encouraging so many online that follow the work I do. And I've been planning this live stream for quite some time now, but just trying to think, how can I catch the in-the-moment experience with those that appreciate the work that I do? So yeah, this is a pilot of sorts as I venture out this way.
Excellent.
Look at this though. I love how your trees canopy over the street here. This is like, oh my goodness, this is so glorious. I gotta share that. That is amazing. There aren't many communities that have this kind of a dynamic, eh? Where the trees sort of overarch this way.
No, there are not too many.
So as you anticipate this Christmas party, are you nervous?
No,
I'm meeting her people.
I'm excited. I'm
You
looking
are?
forward to it.
Amazing. We were talking about how this is like a, wouldn't you say, Shirley, this is quite vulnerable when you share more of your life with your coworkers and saying, here's my other half, and here's, you know, the extension of who I talk about and adore. And yeah, I could see that. My sister shared with me an interesting term recently. So I was telling her about how one of the things I love to do is I love dancing. And I was telling her about how I arrived early a couple of weekends ago at this one dance venue, and there was no one on the dance floor. And I was thinking, this is brilliant. I've got the whole dance floor to myself because when I dance, I like space. I love space around me because I move, you know, enthusiastically. So I was just having the whole dance floor for the maybe first hour before people came and joined. And she says to me, she says, Binyam, you've got no social anxiety. And I thought, well, that's an interesting term that I haven't considered. And I've been mulling it over for some time now. Social anxiety. And then recently I heard another phrase from one of my riders. She was asking in relation to, you know, the work that I do and how I connect. She says, your social battery is something like, because she was saying, don't you get tired like just talking to people and engaging in all these conversations? And I said, oh, I love it, you know. And so it makes me aware of different experiences that people have, you know. And for some, it's challenging to like connect, and for others, it sounds like you're one of them, Jed. You enjoy like the opportunity to go and explore a new social horizon, right?
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
I definitely envy your. That's a unique set of skills not too many people possess, that's for sure.
To connect with others, you mean?
Or to be brave enough to go dance by yourself.
Oh, I see.
It just takes one to get it started, but
True. You know, okay, so I've only been dancing for the last maybe 2 years. For a lifetime, though, for decades, it was just one of those things I was discouraged in my cultural context. But I've learned I love to dance, but the only reason I can dance as I dance is because the last few years I've just had to do a lot of internal sort of transformative engagement in, I guess, working through stuff I've neglected for decades. So I'm in a season where I really don't care what people think anymore, and I feel like it can show up in a way that I can say, here's what my perspective or thoughts or ideas are, and not fear the response. So that trait has kind of followed me onto the dance floor. And you guys have probably heard that phrase that they say, like, dance like no one's watching or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely phrase, but it's really like I feel I can actually experience that. And as I'm on the dance floor, you know, Jed, it's been interesting. I get a lot of attention. People come and just say, like, your moves. And I've never taken training. I'm a musician, yes, and I know music. So I just moved to the music. But being able to do that with a liberality and emancipation of these external, you know, awareness points, one, it inspires others, but it also encourages them to come and join in as well, which is a really neat gift that I am grateful for.
agreed.
And I'm grateful because in some sense it's not like my dancing intimidates anyone else, right? It's more like it, you know what I'm saying? It's like it invites them, like they approach and say, hey, one, I appreciate what you do, and then secondly, it also encourages them to move a little further into that zone of like exploration and experimentation and so on.
So did people come up afterwards and start dancing, or were you still dancing by yourself?
Oh no, they came and joined eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, here's a case in point. I was at this one venue like maybe a year ago, and I was enjoying the dance. This is a larger venue, so there's lots of people on the dance floor, lots of people, and at one point this song came on, Shirley, and this song I was listening to it and I'm like, oh, this is such a gorgeous song, so beautiful. I need to like capture the words that are written so I can go and find the song later. So I usually carry like a pocket protector with pens and notepad. That's just kind of like part of my itinerary. You notice my bow tie, that's how people usually notice me, but if I don't have the bow tie, the pocket protector, they're like, Vinny, something's missing here, you know. Nonetheless, I step off to the side of the dance floor to like start writing the lyrics to the song. Just seconds later, the young couple came up to me and they asked, yo, what are you writing? And I said, oh, and I was just kind of like floored that someone would have noticed me, like discreetly just trying to step off the dance floor to capture my, you know, thoughts on this song. And I said, I'm writing the lyrics to the song. And the girl says to the guy, I told you so. And they ran back to their group. Apparently they've been watching me for some time on the sidelines and so I know in life you're always being watched, even when you don't think you're being watched. But it's just one of those reminders that came across very clearly saying, oh yeah, like you're.
So what was the song? I'm curious now.
I have to pull up my one notepad to pull it up. It was like an EDM song, so I danced a lot of EDM raves, and yeah, which is totally different from this kind of music that I listen to on the daily, which I really enjoy. But music is a beautiful thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm guessing there won't be any dancing tonight.
I don't think so.
No.
People can dance if they would like to.
So I recently left the work that I was doing. I'd taken some time off driving Uber the last 3 years to work at a warehouse, and I just finished my time with them about 2 months ago. But I promised them I'm gonna come and crash your Christmas party. I promise. So that's this weekend later, and it's a small company, very intimate. So I'll crash a party for sure, but they also definitely have dance as well.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end after everyone's eaten and drank and yeah. My goodness, it's almost 5 o'clock and we have traffic coming out of the city still. It's a long day for some of these folks, I imagine.
All heading up early.
Hmm.
How long have you been in Calgary for?
This time around, 5 years. I moved here 15 years ago to finish my studies. Then I heard about how amazing Saskatchewan is. I didn't actually, but I went out there for work in the northern part. And then, beautiful as it was up there, like I was surprised how gorgeous it is. But I missed the mountains, so I came back, well, 5 years ago now. Yeah. Are you one of the originals here?
Nope.
No. What did you import from?
Interior of BC.
Where there?
Cranbrook.
Cranbrook? That's not the interior. That's like the Kootenays, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Kootenays.
Kootenays area, yeah. It's like I was in the interior in Kamloops. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a unique town. Bit of a desert.
Yep, definitely so. Shirley would not be happy there. Actually, you would be.
In the summer, she would be.
But
Summer.
she was sharing how she appreciates humid over dry. So it's very dry there. But you'll take it.
I'll take it.
You'll
As long as
settle.
the temperature is about 25.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, summers get very hot there for sure. The Kootenays are a really beautiful corner of the province, though, eh?
Yeah.
Especially for winter. Like the winter sports and options are quite a draw.
It's interesting going into downtown
Against the traffic.
against traffic.
Yeah. When you're relegated to one lane. Yeah. This morning it was the same dynamic where you couldn't see the tops of the towers there. Ooh. It's a tough time to try and cross over that way. Shirley, are you required to be back at work tomorrow morning after your Christmas party tonight, or do they give you a bit of grace?
No, so tomorrow we'll be at work from home, so.
Oh,
so
lovely.
I don't miss that.
Okay,
We stay late.
that's nice. So I guess special mention goes to Jed, who's sacrificing his evening.
I wouldn't say it's a sacrifice.
Well, on the obligation that your employer still demands you're back at work tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
despite the evening he does not know you're having.
Is he doing?
What's that?
Is Darren home? Like you're going to
Yeah.
TC?
I had a Christmas function again last night.
Oh, did you? Look at you. You could show the young ones how to maintain consistency, and we've got such a beautiful city skyline, don't we?
Yeah.
These folks here at Crescent Heights have a beautiful view, but it's not so private there, is it? The whole city knows to come here for a beautiful view. So next week I heard the weather's supposed to be warmer, which means this weekend would be a terrible time to go wash your vehicle. Right?
It's very challenging.
Yeah. I can turn on the lights if you like.
No, I
You good then? I was driving a car full of ladies after a conference. They're on the way back to Toronto. And they had the audacity to comment about our traffic. I said, okay, this is significant then. Noted. Yeah. something I've often thought about is how traffic has so many opportunities for learning how to be patient, right? But it doesn't seem to catch oftentimes.
Definitely try and find the positive in things. I will give you that.
Hmm. It's just funny hearing that because that's what the previous riders were saying on the way to the airport.
Were these ladies who were from Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto and surrounding areas. They were here for a conference.
And did they think our traffic was worse than Toronto?
They were commenting on it, saying the traffic's bad, and they said the irony here is that you're the one saying it from Toronto. I would have thought this was like something you're savoring before you head back, but yeah. Maybe it's also the fact that they were anxiously awaiting to get to the airport for their flights. Maybe. Golly, eh? Someone's having a rough day, I imagine. What's this over here? Wow. Shirley, are you on the right or the left side of the street?
I believe it's at the bay, which is right.
Right? Like on 8th here?
But I
Gotcha.
think we gotta walk.
Do you want me to drive you down one more block through the alley?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Just so I can save you a few steps and some of this going on here.
That works perfect.
Excellent. Driving through these alleys in a big truck is challenging. So down this way, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get off here.
This one.
Delight meeting you both.
Yeah. You too.
Evening.
Thanks again.
My
Best of luck.
pleasure. Thank you.
Have a safe driving night.
Thanks, Shirley. All right, let me respond to. Oh, no, 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 no! I shouldn't have done that. Oh, darn! I just started a trip when I'm not in the mood for it. Ah, Grant, where are you? Hi, Grant. This is Benny. I'm your Uber driver. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. I think I see you right there. Is that you on the corner?
I'm at, I'm right on the, yeah, there you are. You
Okay.
yeah, I see you.
You see me? Okay. I'll just pause
cross
here.
over.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Ah, I started his ride prematurely. Where am I? I'm in Calgary, Alberta. And this is another 20-minute ride here that's just come up on my screen. Hello,
you
Grant.
doing, man?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Oh,
Welcome aboard.
thanks for the call.
My pleasure. Around here, sometimes everyone's looking at their phones. I'm like, I can't figure out who I'm looking for here.
Yeah, it's the cold white guy fucking standing on the corner.
Well, here we are. My name is Bintegers Grant. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Quick heads up before we get too far in our ride. I do have a live stream going on, so don't
Sure.
share anything that's too personal on your end that you're like,
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
it doesn't bother you at all.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Excellent. It's like not catching people unawares.
No, it's all good. As long as I don't do anything dumb. Stupid, you know?
That's the whole
Who cares,
intention
right?
why. True enough. True enough.
How's your night going?
It's been busy actually.
Yeah.
Busy, yeah.
Well, that's good. Christmas
we-
parties now.
That's what
started.
I just dropped off a Christmas party
Yeah.
attendee for. Yeah, so that's the season now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was just at a Thanksgiving party.
Oh wow.
American.
American.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because that's today.
Yeah.
And I found out yesterday something I did not know, that that's their biggest holiday.
It is. It's bigger than Christmas.
I was
I know, eh?
blown away by that. So, yeah. I'm still trying to imagine that because, like, Christmas is a huge sort of economic primer, I guess.
Well,
or-
it is, but
but
in
things,
the U.S.,
yeah,
Thanksgiving is bigger.
and they don't make money off of it per se, right? It's
Yeah,
just all about
okay.
getting together.
Yeah, okay.
That's the part that kind
Yeah,
of. Here's me showing my cultural ignorance, right?
Where are you from, man?
Originally,
Yeah.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia?
Yeah. Ethiopia, grew up in Kenya, but I basically grew up here in Canada. We moved here when I was 8 years old.
Oh, shit, you're Canadian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, like, I mean, it's funny, right? Because I'm German, Swedish,
Okay.
but I was born here in Canada. And everybody goes, oh, no, you're German Canadian. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm Canadian. Period.
Yeah.
End of story.
True.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think it's you got to embrace where you're from, right?
Indeed. One of the things I,
Like-
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the things I love about coming from a different setting is there's like a different way of thinking as well too, right? So, and that comes I think just with experience and just yeah, like when you have a different angle or vantage point to consider ideas, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
Um,
You came here when you were 8, right?
Right.
So, like, you're brought up in our culture.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
Yes.
you can't say that you're an Ethiopian.
I can, in the sense that my mom and dad never really transitioned culturally. They were very
Well,
staunchly.
Oh, were they?
And so, in my home setting, for example, I would say it was very much that.
Ethiopia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I learned our love language that way. I learned our cultural,
Right.
background. And for me, as a kid trying to navigate that, I would say it was extremely confusing because I'm trying to figure out, okay, here's what's being pressed or pushed
Yeah.
at home, but then outside in the general culture, here's a totally different way of engaging. So,
So let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Okay. Being brought up like that.
yeah,
Do you have children?
I do 3.
Would you bring them up the same way?
Great question. I appreciate it. So I would say no.
What are you, a politician?
No, I really appreciate it. Here's the thing. I engage in ideas, and when I hear a great question, I'm like, wow, there's intentionality behind that question, and I was admiring that for sure. No, I'm not a politician.
No, but like,
I know.
mean, I'm just
Yeah,
curious
for
because
sure. And
you
here's
were brought up conflicted.
right, and here's why I wouldn't. If they expressed interest in knowing, I'd be happy to say, here's kind of like where I come from and what we did. But my main intention now, and here's how I kind of navigate life. I would say before my cultural ties comes my commitment as a human being. How can I be the best human being I can? I'd rather, like for me personally, as a first starting point, even before my kids, I'm like, how do I like figure me out to be a good human being by way of the values that I espouse to and actually live out? I could be like the biggest douchebag who knows so well my culture, and what would that do? Like not much. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like when people ask, hey, are you gonna bring your kids up in your cultural? I'm like, it's not my first point of concern. My first point of concern when my kids come into reference is, how can I model what it means to be a good human, value-wise, which is all across like cultures, I think. And then secondly, how can I also inspire, encourage, and empower them to take that up? Because I mean, for me myself, honestly, Grant, I've got a full-time job trying to figure me out, let alone trying to be a dad. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I'm trying to figure that out for me first and foremost. I don't want to be a hypocrite that way. Like, I mean, I have been a hypocrite in my past life for sure, but like, how can I figure that out for me now? And then everything else comes afterwards. And in my assessment, I would say there's a lot more division and divisiveness because we hone in on the differences that we have before we actually acknowledge the common things that we experience.
So I'll elaborate on the differences that we have today.
Yeah.
I'm a born and bred Albertan.
Yeah.
5th generation. We have never seen divisiveness like this until 2015.
I'm trying to remember what happened then.
Justin Trudeau came.
Gotcha.
And let me tell you something. I never
Yeah.
knew. Like, I grew up with Chinese guys, black guys, brown guys, whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody ever used the racist card. Nobody used misogynist.
Right.
Nothing. Right.
Yeah.
Until 2015. And I'm 55 years older now.
Yeah.
And it makes me mad because Justin Trudeau he's like wrecking our country because of the fact that he's saying everybody's racist. Where, look at you and I. We're having a dialogue.
Absolutely. Like a cordial.
If I was a racist,
yeah,
I wouldn't even get in your car.
True. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
No.
So when somebody says that there's cultural differences in our country, well, it's maybe because of them, not us.
Yeah.
Because we were never brought up. I'm a born and bred cowboy.
Yeah.
I was never brought up to hate anybody.
Right. Right.
You know, unless it pissed me off, and then we got in a fight. Then let's get at her.
I was trying to remember or think of who you remind me of. Like, there's an
Kevin
actor.
Costner?
Is he the guy that is in
Yellowstone.
Yes.
Oh fuck, dude! Oh my god! Hey, you gotta email my wife.
Oh man, I tell you, like I was like, there's
Fuck
this.
me.
And,
That is so funny.
That's what. Yeah, you.
Hang on, I'm phoning her right now. Hey, she's gonna fucking howl.
That's what I think.
Hey.
Here, I'll
Wait till she answers. Hang on.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, I'm in the Uber. I'm with
Biniam.
I'm in an Uber. I'm with a
Biniam.
gentleman from Ethiopia,
Yeah.
and he wants to tell you who I remind him of. Tell her. Tell her. Tell her.
I'm not listening.
Tell her.
Hi, dear. I'm not. He does not look like Kevin Costner, does he? Not at all.
He goes, listen. He goes, you remind me of somebody. I go, who? He goes, so, you know, like off Yellowstone. I'm like, Kevin Costner. He goes, yes.
Was that?
Stacy. So I was like, hang on, I got to get my wife on the phone. Okay, goodbye. I love you. She hung up.
So that's a sore point, I could tell.
So my
Yes,
buddy
yes,
yesterday from
yeah,
Colorado
okay.
sent me a fucking picture.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting you, man.
Yeah.
I'll show you the picture. And my wife she's like, oh my god, I get this all the time.
Yes.
And he goes, this is here, read that.
Here we go. I didn't see it when you were younger, but as you age and you and this cat are merging into one being.
Yeah, and it's Kevin Costner.
May I show the guys here? That's awesome. So yeah, if you don't mind, may I put you on my camera? I don't have
Yeah,
my
go
right
ahead.
here, just so that they can see that. Yeah, doesn't he look like this guy Kevin Costner from Yellowstone. Like, this whole time I was like, yeah, there's something about you that rings a bell, and like, I don't know my actors well enough.
I'm like Kevin Costner's doppelganger.
And then when he said cowboy, I'm like, there it is.
Yeah, that is so funny, dude.
That is hilarious, bro. I'm
Like you, my wife, she's like, shut up. I don't want to hear it.
She's
Shut
like,
up.
I already know where this is going. So I had to like nuance it in a certain way that she would at least listen.
Yeah.
Like, not at all.
Oh my god.
That is awesome.
That
No,
kills me.
but back to our previous commentary, I would say there's a word that has come to mean a lot to me right now, Grant, and that is the word legacy. Legacy by way of what are we going to leave behind in our aftermath, and what is it going to speak to our name? And when I think of like an individual like Justin Trudeau, and I would say this to his face, like if I had the opportunity to sit across from him, I'd be saying, I'm not understanding how you're lending toward anything towards your legacy when like clearly across the board it's there's a lot of detracting elements happening for sure.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of, I don't know, in my observation, cynicism, disillusion sown because of actions taken. And one of the things, I mean, I love watching, and there's an entertaining factor for me as I watch politics, because I can be detached from it. But at the heart of it, I would say for me personally, I'm looking for where are those evidences of integrity that are on display from these individuals, where when they did something wrong, they can actually fess up instead of like spinning it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There would be so much more credit and credibility, really,
Exactly.
to saying, here's me on my humanity trying to figure stuff out. There'd be a lot more forgiveness and patience from those that you're representing, your constituents.
Agreed.
But when you like put people out, like when you throw them under the bus just so that you can give a certain image that you didn't do anything wrong, it is not compelling.
No, I agree with you 100%. And he spins all his wrongdoings like there's no tomorrow.
I know.
You know, like.
And you can only do it so long before.
Well, he's out. He's
yeah,
done.
yeah. I see that
Because
too.
he banks on the immigrants voting for him, right?
And now he doesn't have that option
And
because
he
he has to
doesn't,
like
he
clamp
doesn't
down.
have them anymore because he's screwing them over.
Yeah, it's.
But it doesn't matter, whatever.
So that's what I look
It's
for
neither here nor there. But
when
you
I
know,
see.
you know, like
yeah.
I said earlier,
Yeah.
you know, he's tried to divide our country through racism.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
There is no racism in our country.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that are trying to spin it are the politicians, and then the people that actually want it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great learning about your culture,
Yeah.
about everybody's culture.
Yeah.
The Chinese came here in the 40s.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
what did they bring us? Ginger beef. Awesome. You know, like
Yeah. And for me, like my reference point is before we talk about our differences, I want to hear what makes you tick. I want to hear as a fellow human being where your ambitions are, where your hopes are, what's your
Me?
goals. Well, as an individual, right?
Listen, I'm 55.
Yeah.
My ambitions and goals
Yeah.
I've already accomplished.
Mm,
I've had my own company for 26 years.
amazing.
Done incredible.
Yeah.
I've had all my I've like built hot rods. You know, like I mean, I've done everything. I've traveled the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just
Yours is the vantage point that not many people get access to. Do you know what I'm saying?
no, it's true.
And
true.
as I hear that, I'm like, that's wonderful.
But
yeah.
you know what I do for a living?
Carry on.
I'm a welder.
Okay.
I get in the ditches. I
Yeah.
own my own company. I get
Yeah.
in the ditches. I
Yeah.
weld up people's stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I weld
Yeah.
up pipelines.
Yeah.
You know, I get like 25 below. I'll be out there working.
Right.
People don't understand that.
Mm.
You know, without the blue collar,
Yeah.
not
Where?
me,
Yeah.
this world doesn't exist.
True.
It just
I
doesn't
acknowledge that
exist.
honestly. I see the things that happen like in the aftermath of like even downtown, for example, we have these towers going up.
Yep.
At the airport, we've got people navigating air traffic in the middle of a fog. Like it's all
right.
these things. I'm in awe of the intellect that has gone into so much.
But without those people,
Yeah.
this world does not run.
Mm,
You know, all these white collar guys that are sitting in those buildings that we built,
mhm,
without those towers,
Mhm.
they have nowhere to sit,
True.
right?
Mhm,
Without you driving them to work,
mhm,
they have no way to get to work.
mhm.
So, you know, these guys that have the millions and millions of dollars,
Yeah.
screw them.
Mm,
As far as I'm concerned, it's
Mhm.
like, you know, you work for what you get. You know, you work hard.
Yeah.
I work hard.
Yeah.
These guys sit in their ivory towers and they look down on us. All I can say is, fuck them. So,
What would you say is your superpower in life?
my wife.
Oh my goodness. I believe you. I believe you're speaking honestly when you say that. I'd love to hear more, but that's a brilliant answer that I've never heard. Okay.
You know what? She is.
How many years for you guys?
We've been together 30 years.
Amazing.
Married 25, but she is my superpower. Because without her, I wouldn't be anybody.
I hear that.
Fuck, you almost made me tear up, buddy.
Not by intent, but I
No, I know, but-
I don't I think emotions are a fantastically valid thing that
No, but I tell
Yeah.
her that every day.
amazing. So as one who is divorced, but I mean, like my ex is probably second to my mom, one
Okay.
of the most impacting, and I have a supremely high regard for her. Like she's one of those
Yeah.
amazing women. I
Fair.
just needed some time to grow up over time. So not together because I needed to grow up, but all that to say, what would you say is that secret sauce for you and your wife 3 decades in that you're like,
No kids.
all right, too late for me there. Can you give me any more hope?
Nope, that's it, man.
Because I'll tell you,
No, you know what?
No.
When we met,
Yeah.
I told her straight up I didn't want kids.
Yeah.
She wanted kids. We broke up, and she
Mhm.
didn't want kids. We got married.
Wow.
And you know what? 30 years later, here she is, and
Yeah.
she is super happy still to this day
Yeah.
that we never had kids.
Yeah.
Because look at the world you bring these kids up. It's so screwed up, man.
So here's what I see when I see a really screwed up world. I see the same screwed up world. And I mean, I've been a teacher for years as well too, and I love working with kids. But I also see like the world that they're walking into, really confusing, messy, like, yeah, screwed up is right. But I also see the opportunity in the midst of it. Here I am, like, for example, creating content. My content is curated in such a way that's in contrast to so much that it's out there that people complain about, for example, right? I like walking into these spaces where it's like you're walking into a dark place. But I am walking in not naively. It's more like I'm keeping track of the devastation that's going on, while at the same time trying to imagine what could be and spinning stories, telling experiences that could hopefully in some way be a reverse antidote or just an injection of hopefulness in the midst of dark places, right? So yeah, I totally get what you're saying when you're like, I don't have pets, for example, because I'm too selfish. I don't have time for pets. I love pets for
And
sure.
you know what? If you don't have time,
Yeah,
don't have them.
exactly. Same thing with kids, right?
I'm coming home tonight
Yeah, yeah.
because my wife is out at an event and my dog is in the house. So I could have stayed there till midnight tonight,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, no, I gotta go home.
I see.
But that's where my wife and I we communicate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
because it could have been a runaway tonight.
It was that kind, eh?
Oh yeah. Oil field guys, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, we have nothing but fun.
Grant, I'm happy we had some time together. I really appreciate your
Yeah.
your back.
So you run this live?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, this is here. I'll give you my
Cool,
card if
man.
you ever want to see what I do along the
Yeah,
way.
sure.
Yeah, I'm very shy. I don't talk to strangers at all.
That's weird.
I'm kidding.
Thanks.
My pleasure, man.
'Cause you got that fucking nailed.
Yeah. I hope our paths cross again.
No, you know what?
Yes.
So, can I actually ask you to come grab me?
You know, on the app, when you give a 5-star rating,
Yep.
underneath will pop up an option that says favorite driver.
Okay.
When you click that, it gives a higher likelihood that that's appearing when I'm on
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
so
know
just
that.
watch for that as you're giving the 5-star. Sorry, that was very presumptuous. When you give me a 5-star on the
5-star.
app. Love it. And then yeah, that will pop up that way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep your card,
I appreciate that.
and then
man.
I'll give you 5-star today,
Thank you.
and maybe $1 tip.
I appreciate that, man. So
Alright.
generous.
Hey, you have a good night.
Till next time, Grant. He's funny. Okay, let's see here. I need to hustle off to the airport now because I have another run coming up. Holy crap, another one at 10? My God, this is... Ah! Oh my, it's a busy time out here. Holy crap. Such a busy time. Okay, so where was I? Friends, thank you for coming on the live stream. Nice to see you all. I'm going to try and catch up with a bunch of your comments here. When it's safe to do so. Where are you? I'm in Calgary, Alberta. Turn this off here and leave these ones off. This is quite thick in density here. Oh my goodness. I'll turn left here. Alright, what else do I have here? Hi y'all. Hello Daniel. Hello Reluctant. Watch the road, don't crash now. I won't. Thank you for the heads up. And yeah, I think I've caught up with everyone. Okay guys, this live stream is over an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this live stream. I'll open the next one when I catch my next ride. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.